All right, let's open up the project manager's playbook. Today, we're zeroing in on two of the biggest decisions you'll ever have to make: how you build your team and how you predict the future. Or, at least the timeline and the budget. Get these right, and you are setting yourself up for a win. Get them wrong, and well, things can go sideways fast. Let's dive in. So picture this. A brand new project just landed on your desk. It's exciting, right? It's full of potential, but hold on. Before you write a single line of code or lay one brick, you're staring down two massive questions that are going to shape absolutely everything that comes next. First up, you've got the people question. How in the world are we going to organize the team to get this thing done? And right behind it is the numbers question. How long is this going to take and what's it going to cost? Now, here's the key. These are not separate problems. They're totally connected. How you answer one is going to directly affect the other. It's like you're setting the DNA for your entire project right from the start. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with those team structures. Then we'll build a really important bridge to estimation by figuring out how to break down the work. After that, we'll look at two very different ways to estimate: the quick ballpark guess versus the super detailed plan. And we'll wrap it all up by helping you figure out which play is the right one to call. Okay, let's jump into that first huge decision, your team structure. And listen, this is way more than just a pretty org chart. This is about power. It's about communication. It's about focus. Who reports to who? And maybe the most important question of all, who's the real boss of the project? First up is the old classic, the functional structure. You've seen this a million times. It's the traditional model, born way back in the Industrial Revolution with companies like Ford. Basically, everybody is grouped by their specialty. All the engineers are in one bucket, all the marketers in another, and so on. Your boss is the head of your department, not necessarily the person running the project. So why has this model stuck around for over 100 years? Well, the upsides are pretty big. The main one is deep expertise. If an engineer hits a tough problem, they're surrounded by a whole department of other smart engineers they can ask for help. It also creates a really stable environment with clear career paths, and honestly, everybody just kind of gets it. It's familiar. But here's the trade-off. Projects can move at a snail's pace. And why is that? Because you, the project manager, are constantly having to go and negotiate with different department heads to get resources, accountability gets fuzzy, and worst of all, you get that dreaded silo mentality, where every department's first loyalty is to itself, not to your project. Now, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have the projectized structure. In this world, the project is king. Team members from all over the company, engineering, marketing, you name it, are pulled out of their regular departments to form one dedicated team. And here's a crucial part. They all report to one person, the project manager. The advantages here are huge. Communication is so much easier because everyone is focused on the exact same goal. Decisions happen fast. You build this really tight-knit, cohesive team. And the project's success is the only thing that matters. There are no other competing loyalties to worry about. But you guessed it, there's a flip side. That one finance person on your team, they don't have a whole department of finance experts to bounce ideas off of anymore. You can also end up with resource duplication across different projects, which isn't very efficient. And there's a real human cost here: team anxiety. People start wondering, when this project is over, what happens to me? That uncertainty can be really stressful. So here's the bottom line. It's really a trade-off between expertise and speed. The functional structure is awesome for repetitive work where you need that deep knowledge. The projectized structure, on the other hand, is built for unique, complex projects where speed is the name of the game. Now, in the real world, a lot of companies try to get the best of both worlds with something called a matrix structure, where you might report to two bosses. It can get complicated, but it's a common way to try and balance things out. Okay, so we've got a handle on the people question. Now let's switch gears to the numbers question. But wait, there's a critical step in between that you absolutely cannot skip. Before you can even think about estimating how long something will take or what it will cost, you have to define exactly what it is in detail. And this is where something called the work breakdown structure, or WBS, comes into play. I love this quote because it just perfectly captures how important it is. A WBS isn't just a to-do list, it is the structural core, the spine of your entire project. Everything else hangs off of it. And just look at how this flows. It's so logical. You start with the WBS to define all the work. That then lets you create a cost breakdown structure, the CBS, to assign a dollar amount to each piece of work. And from there, you build a resource breakdown structure, the RBS, to assign your people and your equipment. See? It all starts with a WBS. All right, our work is defined. The WBS is built. Now we can finally talk numbers. Your first option is what I like to call the quick and dirty approach. This is for when you need a high-level number and you need it fast. This is top-down estimating. Top-down estimating is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You start at the very top, at the project level, and you use a combination of data from old projects and some expert judgment to come up with a big, high-level number. This is your go-to move when you don't have a lot of detailed information, usually in the very, very early stages of a project. So how do you do it? Well, there are a few common ways. The simplest is called analogous estimating. It's basically, hey, that last project was kind of similar and it cost $1 million, so this one probably will too. Then there's the apportion method, where you carve up the total cost by percentages. And for more complex stuff, you have things like Monte Carlo, which is basically a computer running thousands of what-if scenarios to give you a range of possibilities. At the end of the day, what a top-down estimate gives you is a single ballpark figure. It's an order of magnitude. It tells you if you're playing in the $1,000 league or the $1 million league, but it doesn't give you the exact final score. It's fast, but yeah, it's fuzzy. But what if fuzzy just isn't going to cut it? What if you need real precision for your budget and your schedule? Well, for that, you need a completely different play. You need the detailed, granular approach of bottom-up estimating. With bottom-up estimating, you go right back to that work breakdown structure we talked about. You go all the way down to the smallest, tiniest pieces of work, the individual work packages, and you get a really detailed estimate for each and every one. And then you just add them all up. Simple as that. And the result? Unbelievable precision. While a top-down guess might be off by 50% or even more, a really good bottom-up estimate can get you within plus or minus 2% accuracy. Now that is a number you can take to the bank. It's the kind of number you can build a real defensible budget around. So there you have it. Two very different plays in our estimation playbook. One is fast, but it's an approximation. The other is slow, but it is incredibly precise. The big question is, how do you, as the project manager, know which one to use? This table really lays out the trade-off perfectly. Top-down is fast, it's cheap, and it's perfect for those early stages when you're just sketching out an idea. But bottom-up, while it's slow and way more expensive, get this, the estimate itself can cost up to 3% of the entire project budget. In return, you get that surgical precision you need for detailed planning and budgeting. It really is a classic case of using the right tool for the right job. So, as you walk into your next project, just ask yourself this one simple question. Right now, do I need a telescope to get a big, broad view of the entire landscape? Or do I need a microscope to examine every single tiny detail with absolute precision? Your answer will tell you exactly which play you need to run.